Welcome to episode 9 of I Could Be Your Grandma. Please make sure that you rate and review us on Spotify, iTunes, that you subscribe to us on YouTube, really important. And maybe just give us like a load of likes on all of our social pages. Oh, thanks, guys. See you next week.
I know something's about to go down.
Howdy ho. Welcome to a very special episode of I Could Be Your Grandma, episode 9. And guys, minutes before we started recording, this gal's tested positive for coronavirus.
This granny's tested poser.
Grandma has got COVID.
I can't believe it, Al.
Do you know what? What's funny was I was editing last week's episode.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit at the beginning of that episode where you said, "Oh yeah, people are gonna really appreciate your boring story about you having a little bit of a cough," and that little bit of a cough turned out to be COVID.
Well, it could have been. It could have been just a cough.
No, but
No, it was COVID.
It was COVID.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel?
I feel all right.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good. As you can tell, I look great.
Well, no,
No, I feel all right.
this isn't. Don't take this in a mean way at all.
But you look like shit.
But you look. No. It's just that you have got Alfie, the most beautiful eyes of any man I've ever seen.
Oh, stop.
But when you're not well, they do.
Yeah, they sink into their own oblivion. Don't
They do. They go. You know when SpongeBob gets all the water sucked out of him, and he's got like eyes, and he's like, and you get really dark under you. And I know when you're tired or run down, it's because the old bags. People who are watching, you can see the old bags. Look at them shadows underneath that, boys. You are not well.
No, but the show must go on.
I know. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Well, I can't deprive the listeners from what could be my final words on record. So I'm going to ponder and reflect on this episode and deliver some mighty fine COVID banter. Okay. Although we're not going to, we always say this show isn't a COVID show.
I know,
we don't really talk about it.
No, we don't.
Often. And by God, I'm not going to let it become a COVID show.
Even as you're like spluttering and coughing.
Even though I'm infecting your airways as you listen.
I can't believe it.
I know. How do you feel? Do you feel a bit grossed out by me?
Yeah,
now?
I'm like, this is definitely not 2 meters away.
No.
We're
actually, shit. It's not, is it? But we're married.
But the thing is that I'm testing negative.
Yeah.
So it's, and I feel fine.
Honestly, apart from my sunken oblivion eyes, I don't feel terrible. I felt tired all week, and I with my little cough, my little girly
You've
cough.
had your little cough. You've had a right cough on.
It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Especially with the old Omicron.
Because for work, I have to take lateral flows like every day, and I have been doing for like months. But with you, and I always, I'm like ominous. I kind of look at that like every time that like kind of like purple line goes up that lateral flow. I'm like, oh, is it gonna be today? Like there's a weird anticipation about it.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Oh, also, we should also say that we've been joking with each other for weeks about having positive lateral flow tests.
This is so funny, actually. This is so funny.
So,
because
it's become quite creative on how we like try and convince the other person that you've got COVID.
And you're better at it than me.
Yeah, I'm really good.
I fall for it so much more than you do. Even like consecutive days you'll get me. Even though I know you're fucking about. You're just a very talented actress, Bridget.
Stop it.
And I fall for it.
Stop. No, it's because you're a tryhard. You try too hard. And even when you tested positive
you didn't
before,
believe me.
I was like,
you're having none of it.
Okay, well, you come in and show me then.
You were like, yeah, bullshit. I'm not having it, Alf.
You ain't got me.
Yeah.
And I laughed.
You went, bring it in here then. Bring it in here.
And even when you were bringing it to me and you were about to show me, I was expecting you to see, when like I'd look down at something, then you go,
yeah, fuck you.
You fell for it.
So I would do that.
I was expecting that. And then I was like, bloody hell, I don't believe it.
I don't believe
So
it.
what?
That's funny actually because reminds me of my dad. I don't think I've said this on the podcast. I might have told you before, but my brother, dear friend of mine and dear friend of the pod, in fact is an executive producer of this pod.
he's listed as an executive producer.
Yeah. My brother used to shout my dad from all different rooms in the house. And it would drive my dad crazy. You know, so like if you want something for your parents, he'd go, Dad,
right,
Dad.
yeah.
And my dad used to fucking hate it. And he used to go, if you want me, come and get me. And that was like a constant echo around our house. It would be Archie going, Dad, Dad. And my dad going, if you want me, come and get me. But this one time, right, Archie, bit of a rebel. And he smoked.
Yeah.
When he was like, I think he must have been maybe like 15, 16.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
older actually, about 15 maybe. And we were at home and Archie was upstairs in his bedroom and he was fucking about. You know when you can genie a lighter?
No.
So genie in a lighter is where you do something to the gas valve that makes a massive flame come out.
Oh.
You seen it when people fuck with the lighters and it's like
Yeah,
big flame,
well,
long
you've got
flame.
you've got that little
Yeah, like
switch.
you kind of like push it in and it fucks the gas valve up and it makes it go out really long.
Whoa.
So actually genied a lighter in his bedroom and he was fucking about with it and he set his curtain on fire.
Oh shit.
But like fully ablaze.
I've never heard this story.
Have you not?
No.
He like set his curtain on fire fully ablaze and he was going, Dad, 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 Dad. And my dad was in the kitchen cooking tea and he goes, for fuck's sake, if you want me, come and get me. And Archie obviously didn't want to leave the fire on his own. He's like, no, Dad, 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 Dad. And he's like, if you want me, come and get me. And I was like, this is weird. Like somewhat. And I remember looking from the TV, seeing this like orange glow in the hallway downstairs. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked and then I was like, Dad, Archie's room's on fire. And then so my dad was like, what? So he like did what you did. He was like, oh yeah, I'll see it when I believe it. And I walked around the corridor and saw the flames. And he was like, fucking hell. And started jumping on this curtain to put it out.
Even when he's like covered in smoke.
Yeah.
He's like he's in the middle of flames. He'd be like, if you want me, come and get me.
It's a classic boy cries wolf story.
It is, yeah. Well, it's a folk tale for a reason.
It is, isn't it?
Is that if you do that enough, you know, people lose the trust.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost the trust that you were going to have a posse.
Yeah. Well, you lost the trust for your own lies, though, didn't you? Really, because you do it to me every day.
Yeah, I try and anticipate what I would do,
Hmm.
which is what's great now is that I have the power in my hands for you to genuinely believe me now every time I do have it.
But I don't care now
Oh,
because the whole thing was
because it was all about you.
no, well, of course, no, because like the whole thing was that we've never had it, have we?
We've never had COVID, no.
And like so that was like the fun. It's like this. Oh,
Right, who's gonna get it?
And,
yeah, I was so convinced we'd be so invincible. but-
Honestly, I thought I was immune.
I know, but obviously nobody is though, are they?
No, I know. No, but like I think I thought this week I was like, all right, I'll never get COVID then.
Yeah.
Because I've been feeling ill all week, and when every time I tested it said negative, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll never get it then. If
Yeah.
I feel like this and I've not got it, then I'll never get it. And I bloody had it. So
Well, here we go.
here we go.
It's a strong two-liner as well.
I
isn't
know
it?
the
Isn't
positive
it?
line is really fat and juicy. So I've
Yeah.
got the good stuff.
You've got the big one.
Got the big one.
Yeah, but you can still smell stuff, which is good.
Well, kind of, yeah. What was funny was
I think you've not had a problem with your smell all day, and now you know you're positive. You're like, I don't think I can smell.
I can't smell.
Oh, I feel all.
Don't take
Sorry.
the piss out of
Sorry,
us
I'm
corona
sorry.
victims,
I'm sorry.
Bridget.
I'm sorry.
It's not cool. It's not clever. It's
I know.
not
I'm
funny.
not. I'm really not taking the piss.
Well, I look a bit like a geography teacher tonight, don't I?
Oh,
a sick geography
Well,
teacher.
if you need to lie down, dear, you just let me know.
Thank
we
you.
can put pause on this.
Thanks.
Um,
I was thinking about school
Hmm.
recently. Do you remember any scandals at school? Do you remember any days at school where, like,
oh,
did you ever get in real big trouble, or like anything that
Okay, well, the first time I had detention, I had after-school detention.
Oh, yeah.
Now, none of my I don't think my sisters or myself had ever been in detention or got in trouble really for anything. And
Not until this rebel walks up.
she was she's a badass.
All the teachers were like, the Gallagher girls, they're lovely.
Why am I in
I
Ireland?
don't know. Because your head teacher was Irish, wasn't he?
No.
She.
No.
Yeah.
You just heard Gallagher.
Yeah.
The Gallagher girls.
They're great. Oh,
They're lovely. Well, they did say that about us, but not
You
when I
ruined
came
it,
on. I
didn't you?
ruined it because what happened, Alf, and to be fair, like this was like proper bad. Like I was like well naughty. So every week you had to get your planner signed by your parent.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, and knowing me, fucking rebel.
Yeah, you don't sign that planner.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
I forgot one week,
You laugh in the face of rules, don't you?
and my tutor gave me after school detention for it, and I had to write on a piece of A4, I will not forget to get. I will remember to get my planner signed 100 times on a piece of paper.
How did Mummy take that?
Mum was really annoyed about it. I think she could
Annoyed
see
at you or annoyed at the school?
originally. I think she was like, "You've got a what?" Like the word
Yeah.
detention was like, "You're going to prison." You've got a what?
No wonder she was calling all your mates before you went to parties.
She's
She
gonna
was
get out of
there,
hand.
Going to church, going, Father, Bridget's got detention.
Please forgive her.
Where have I gone wrong?
Well, when I told her, she was like, "What?" And then I told her what it was for, and I think she could see like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was really thankful that it wasn't something worse because I was quite naughty in a couple of classes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Not having it.
I wasn't very good student in maths.
Who is though, really?
I got into trouble quite a bit, and I never told
Just
my mum
talking.
about that.
Chatting away in maths.
Yeah.
Or being racist.
No.
Because it's usually either one with
No,
you.
that was in history.
It's either talking or reading. Oh, yeah. It's like, go on then, Nazi.
Aren't they just a great group of guys?
Yeah, come on.
They're the best.
Yeah.
No, I was a bit mouthy, not with the teacher, but with with another friend in the class. We just would chat, and I'd be sent out of class.
Sent out.
Yeah, she'd have. What was funny is she'd write
Yeah.
names on the board
put
of
little
who
text next to it.
would talk, and if you talked, your name went up, and then my name would go up, and there'd be like me and like 5 other people would go up on the board, and then she would. Then if I kept doing it, she'd put a little 1, like a little tick.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you got to 3, you had to go outside. But
Yeah.
but what you do is that if you didn't do anything bad for like a minute or like 10 minutes, you'd take the tick off. so it was a really silly system.
We had similar ones. And I always just think, how are you keeping up with all this shit?
Because I was like, I'll just get to 2 and then I'll chill out for a bit.
Yeah, I'll push it right to the limit, and then I'll step back and I'll push it right.
Yeah, because
It's
kids
funny
just
though,
push
innit?
those limits. And I remember
You immediately, as a kid, work around those things,
Yeah.
don't you? You find the way to.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's
what
funny,
was so
that.
funny was that I was such a good kid, and I worked hard, but I was so disengaged with her class. And I remember her taking me outside, and she went, "I do not understand why all the other teachers have such a high opinion of you."
Wow.
I know. And I went, "Well, don't you think that's?" I was like, "Don't you
Do you
think?"
think that's your fault? Bitch, because I could get you fired.
Fired.
Yeah. Do you not know the pull I have? Yeah, you should be like, whose word they're going to take? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yours, pathetic little maths teacher, or all the rest of the school, huh?
We'll take it. I'm ready.
You just go put her name on the board.
You've only got one more chance, Mrs. Smith.
Yeah. 10 minutes of quiet, and I might take it off.
But I wasn't. But the reason was because I was like really bad at maths.
Yeah.
I really,
Yeah, you
and
are.
it made
Yeah.
me really anxious.
Yeah.
And you telling me I'm not good, by the way, not helping my progress. Thank
Sorry.
you.
Well, yeah.
But like I was just, I did it because I was like really afraid of the class and didn't understand.
Yeah.
And yeah. It went a bit downhill. Anyway, I've been talking for a bit now. You crack on.
Well, looking back over my school days, so I went to 6 different primary schools. I went to 2 different secondary schools, right? The first of which, I won't name it, but it's very easy to find out for anyone who knows me that does listen to the podcast. They'll know which one it is. But this secondary school had a reputation for producing paedophile teachers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Oh my God.
in the space of, I think it was from when I was in year 7 to 9, I think there was definitely 4, potentially 5 that I can't remember, but I'm not sure if there was one. There was 4 teachers that got caught and done for having it away with the old kids.
They were like,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, legit, yeah.
oh my
Legit.
God.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it kind of got, it was like the first one came out and everyone was like, oh my God. It was an older art teacher that had apparently been doing it for like, he'd been there for like 30 years and he'd been doing it with like the A-level students.
Oh my God.
Which is, in no way am I saying this is acceptable. I'm just saying compared to the others, it's better. It's better.
If you're going to do it, right?
Do it with someone that's of the legal age, basically. And so basically, but like I think a lot of his were like, it was outside of school relationships.
But how?
I don't know.
How are these kids like just going all?
Yeah.
It just,
yeah, it's mad. So he got caught and it was like big news. It was like, oh my God, we can't believe this. Because like it's very rare that this happens, thankfully.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, another teacher got caught. And we were like, what? No way. How can this happen twice? And then you can imagine the schools was thinking, for fuck's sake, 2.
Yeah.
One's bad enough.
Yeah, but the issue is, yeah,
I'm not even at number 4 yet.
I know. I'm gonna let you go.
And then months later, another one happened.
All men. Okay.
Right. So these next 2,
Shock.
it was worse.
Oh,
it was worse. But then the 4th, female teacher.
That's so rare.
So rare.
So rare. How old was the young person?
The young lad, he was 15. And we were 12 at the time. So this guy,
like how you remember how old we were.
This guy was he was in year 10, I think, or 11.
Is this where you're telling me? Is this? He was a kind boy.
Yeah.
Sunken eyes, but in the right light, really bright-eyed. And he had a wonderful sense of humour and maybe one day wanted to start his own podcast with his wife.
Well, I'm not saying that, but you put the dots together. No, we were 12 and it's funny because like every boy's fantasy is,
Sorry, can I interrupt? You and the boy were 12? Or
No, I was 12. We were 12 as in me and my friends
sorry, I'm
were
with
12.
You. Okay, you didn't know this kid.
Well, I knew him at school. He was in year 10, we were in year 8 or something.
Oh my God.
Year 11, and we were in year 8. Yeah. And obviously what was weird was the teacher, she was quite flirty, but not like, I mean, not to a 12-year-old anyway. She wasn't like...
But you picked up on that.
But she was like one of those teachers who was quite like relaxed and chill.
Yeah, cool.
Cool teacher.
Yeah.
And as a boy, you're so ridiculously hormonal at that time.
Right, okay.
Constantly, especially at school. For some reason, school is one of the horniest places you could be as a young lad. Probably why I miss it so much.
What a magical place. Who was it, your mate, that said that they... we won't name him.
I can't say this. This is a horrible...
It's so funny, though, about how he...
Well, it is. It's just honestly, and this kind of sums up boys in general, because I guarantee every boy will have done it in class. You just like scratch your dick. He just basically scratched his dick to completion, I think.
I love this story so much because it's just the idea of like scratching it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't use that technique. I didn't do it in class. But as a young boy, you're so ridiculously hormonal,
right? Okay,
constantly, and you've got girls in your school, in your class, sat next to them, and like you never have the confidence to, kiss them
Yeah.
at that age because that's all you know.
It's so funny because all we think at that time is that you like hate us.
No.
Or like you are just like,
God.
so we think you're just so mean. And the whole time you're sitting next
It's
to us,
because
you're
we're
like,
just so
oh
horny.
my God. Yeah.
That's
well,
why.
Yeah.
So like, you know, at the time you look back at the female teacher and you think like, oh man, lucky bastard. You know, teacher coming on to him as a 12-year-old, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But now looking back, it was obviously terrible. But what was funny was it got broken in the paper. Local press picked it up, and so how they got caught was this boy's mum found pictures on the boy's phone that this teacher had sent to him.
Oh my God.
And
oh my God.
yeah, and the picture was her in her underwear.
Holy shit.
And she was wearing a SpongeBob SquarePants matching bra and underwear set. Because she's down with the kids.
She wanted to appeal to the youngins.
Absolutely. She knows. What are the boys like today? SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But the press wrote this detail in the newspaper.
But soon he would have Mr. Krabs.
Yes. Saw her Krabby Patty, didn't he? Excellent. Did he make a Squidward? Jesus Christ. Any more?
No. They'll come to me. So she wasn't at Mrs. Puff then.
You can't say that. He was happy as Gary when he got those photos. Deary me.
Something about Bikini Bottom as well. God, SpongeBob is quite.
Yeah.
It's got all the puns available.
So the newspaper put this detail in the article, and obviously they couldn't show the photo of her in her underwear, so they just put a picture of the underwear, like like the next
Amazon.
listing image of the underwear, just so that we all knew what a SpongeBob underwear looked like.
You're like, oh yeah, that was it.
Oh yeah, but she looked fucking great in it. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. But I mean,
As scandals go, I mean that's 4 in.
pretty scandalous. Well, actually, the next one there was 5.
Oh,
The next one was the worst one. Because this guy had been he was a PE teacher or a supply PE teacher or like a supply teacher that mainly did PE. And he had a physical relationship with a 15-year-old. But the day that it got found out was the day his wife gave birth to his second child.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could hear anything.
How horrific is that?
I've heard some nasty stuff in my time, but that is, oh my God. Like, how many lives have you ruined with those decisions, you know? Mm-hmm. Not only your own, but the young person.
Oh, yeah. Your wife's life's ruined.
Your wife, the kid,
the birth
everything.
of her child is ruined.
Yeah,
as well, really,
that's
isn't
horrific.
It? Yeah.
That's absolutely horrific.
Yeah. I know.
Right, if you're a teacher, just keep it in your pants, yeah?
Come on.
Can you just?
You're there to educate.
We're trying to learn, aren't we? It's a good job I was a bit of a minger.
I know.
You know, got
Oh, yeah, no one was molesting this kid.
yeah,
No matter how hard I tried.
Stay away.
Yeah, God. But yeah, it was just funny. Just thinking about that time, just like how ridiculously riled up you are.
Right.
I don't know what girls were like.
Do
you get riled up?
There's a point. There's a point that you do, but not the
as
same.
young as boys.
I don't think it's as like obsessive.
Yeah,
as,
I think
as
that's the
is.
thing.
I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of lots of girls. It might be for me. It was more. I was much more bothered about the like.
The romantics.
The romance.
Yeah.
I was much more bothered about the like, what's going on here? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you fancy him?
Not
oh my
like,
God.
Oh my God, I'd love to grind up against it.
Yeah. I wasn't just like, ooh, yeah.
Scratching away in the class.
No. I was much more thinking, I was scratching to completion, I think is the worst thing I've ever heard.
What a horrible phase.
I know.
That'll be one of our shirts when we get married. Scratch till completion. But yeah, and then so the whole thing with her sending the photos, I'm gonna make sure that I keep that in the edit. But yeah, like just even as a boy, then like anything would turn you on, like the slightest hint of like anything pornographic, you'd be like,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that like the older generation, like our grandparents, our parents, because they didn't have the same porn that we have now,
yeah,
or
interesting.
we had like as teenagers, do you think they were as horny?
Definitely. Yeah, I think so. I think you can't change genetics. I think well, we grew up in a really interesting period because half of our adolescence was no internet porn.
Yeah.
And then half it we kind of started to filter through.
Right.
And I remember like, because when you're hitting like 11, 12, you're starting to get a little bit horny.
Right.
And then, or you're starting to feel stuff.
Right.
And then, there's no way you're finding porn at that age. For us anyway, there's no way you're finding porn.
Yeah.
But unless it's like, it sounds so weird, but like unless you literally found it in a wood. And you would find them there. They'd just be there. Or or your mate, his big brother had a
Yeah,
video.
right.
Actually, funny story. I got caught.
I love it.
When I must have been maybe 12, 13, 14. Maybe. I was staying at my brother's house and he had a DVD.
Of course
a
he
porn
did.
DVD.
Oh my God,
It
you
was
must have been like,
unbranded.
yes!
It was unbranded and I stumbled upon it by accident.
Okay.
And then when I popped it in, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So, started to get into it.
Yeah.
And then my brother came downstairs and I like obviously freaked out. And I was like, no, oh my God. Oh, fuck. And he was proper chill about it. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all good. Because he's a boy.
Best.
But then, funny story actually. Oh, this is actually a confession for the pod.
Okay.
So, when we lived on my own since I was 16.
Yeah. We get it.
When I lived on my own when I was 16, didn't have the internet, couldn't afford it. Had a TV, only channels 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So nothing as a 16, 17, 18-year-old to
Yeah.
crank away to.
Yeah.
On those cold, lonely nights. So I went to my brother's.
Nothing to SpongeBob.
Nothing to SpongeBob. So I went to my brother's and I remembered that he had this porn DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought...
It's like crack at that point. You're like, where's that DVD?
I was like, I need to come and stay with you right now. And I'd just bought like an album. I think it was The Strokes. I didn't even realise the irony of that album.
You were getting in the mood, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
God, everything. But when you're that age, everything is just a euphemism for masturbating. Everything you look at, you're just like, okay, I masturbate to it, with it, because of it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought this album and I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to his house and I'm going to pop the porn DVD in that CD cover. I'm going to take it home.
Nailed it.
And
he won't really think it's you.
No, exactly. Right. Well, what happened was I was in the car with him and he said, oh, put that Strokes album on. So I opened the case and he saw there was another disc in there, but it was blank. It wasn't like a porn DVD with like a big pair of tits on it. It was a blank disc.
Okay.
So I like slightly just moved it, put the CD in. And he was like, what was that with the CD in there? I was like, oh, nothing, mate. It's just nothing. And he was like, no, go on. What was it? I was like, oh, nothing. It's nothing. And it went on for like 2 days where he's like, why are you just telling me what's in the DVD case? I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's just a CD, man. He's like, well, just show me that. And he went on for fucking ages. Yeah. And they told his wife.
He knew.
He told his wife, told my sister-in-law, he's like, Alfie's got a CD in this case that he just won't show us. And she was like, oh, what was it? I was like, it's nothing. And they just wouldn't drop it. And I went, it's porn, okay? It's porn.
A bit like when I like made you confess about having nits.
Yes, all right.
It's nits, okay? It's porn.
But
I've got porn and I've got nits. We're all just fuck
I'm
up.
scratching here and here. No, I didn't actually tell him. He drops it eventually. So now I actually listen to it. I stole your porn DVD.
He definitely knew.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course, he just wanted me to admit it, which is why I wouldn't drop it.
I know. Oh, it's so great.
So there we go.
Yeah, I love it.
You ever been caught wanking?
No, of course not.
No?
No, we don't go talk about me.
What's wild, though...
I've got self-respect.
Yeah, it's mad, like, the sophistication that porn has got to now.
Yeah.
Like, it's available everywhere.
Right.
Like, it's unavoidable.
Well, it is unavoidable, but... So porn used to be this really taboo thing, and all these sites used to be pretty taboo. But there's a feeling that we've moved on from that era, because now it is everywhere.
Yeah.
But now it's being more curated for people, customizing it, isn't it? And like, you know that the butterfly effect. The porn industry.
Fabian likes porn.
I visited Fabian and all he talked about was porn.
It's a good John Ronson impression.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
John Ronson podcast, Butterfly Effect, very
it's
much
so
worth
good.
listening to.
So
it's
John
great.
Ronson, yeah, it's so great. And he basically goes, okay, what happened to the porn industry? And, you know, tries to follow all those little stories.
Guys, what happened?
What
happened there?
But what's interesting is now it's I don't know. Now I feel like it's going in a way that's more positive.
I took a different thing away from that. Well, it depends. I think it's positive in that people aren't afraid to talk about it, which is fine. But I think it's damaging to the youth of today. I think it's damaging to people that like did grow up with it more predominantly than we did and are now addicted to it. And also the thing with that customization thing that he talks about is kind of because people are so desensitized to hardcore porn that they need to get their own custom stuff made for them to get anything out of it.
Isn't it crazy that like we learn our sex education really from that?
Yeah.
It's really crazy when you think about it. Like there's a whole world that got what they thought what sex was from what they watched.
Yeah.
But that world was made. It wasn't a felt thing, right?
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
What I do feel like is a good thing moving forward for women out there is that there's much more like, I'm not really personally interested in it anyway.
Are you a fan of the OnlyFans thing?
Oh,
would you do it?
No. Can you imagine? I am really like, if you can make money doing it and you're happy with it, crack on. Because I'm working a 9 to 5 for not a lot. Yeah. Like, you know, and I enjoy my job, but, you know, if you can make, you know, 50 grand a week.
Yeah, if someone said to you, oh, you'll make 10 grand a week if you do it, would you do it?
10 grand a week?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would.
Though,
I know, it's a bit. But you know why it's tempting? It's because society's made it so hard for you to live on the money that you earn.
They've made it really hard to earn 10 grand a week. God,
it's so hard. Like,
all I want to do is earn 10 grand a week.
Like you could work so hard, and you know we're never going to be that rich. Yeah. So people are like, I want to get a nice car and a nice house. So I've got a good rack, and dumb men are going to pay me for it. Yeah, let's crack on.
I have like equal measures of respect and equal measures of respect to concern about it, because I think, you know what, fucking too right. Like you say, if some dumb bastard's stupid enough for you to pay you to see your tits or whatever, then go for it, especially making that sort of dollar. My concern is when it runs out. Yeah. You know? Because
the problem is...
Or when it causes you personal life problem. Like, you know, it's short term, isn't it? Really. There's always something that's going to blow up in your face if you do it right.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, though, because like you can't really predict what the future's going to be like. Like we might all exist online. And then there's going to be like virtual prostitutes, right? Yeah. So you're just going to, that's what you are now, isn't it? But I mean,
they are, aren't they?
Well, that's it. But like the prostitution's been what was that thing?
It's the oldest profession in the book, prostitution.
It's the first thing that you can go, you know what? You can pay me for that. I could probably get you to pay me to do that. And like that will never end, will it?
That's funny. I've never actually seen them as like virtual prostitutes, but that's essentially what it is. And they're not in a degrading way to prostitutes or people on OnlyFans, but it's like...
But they're not physically doing... This is what's the genius of it, because you don't have to physically do anything. Yeah. But you do have to, you know, be comfortable with it enough that your family and your friends know that about you. But I think it'll get to a point where it's so normalized.
I think it already is, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
already is.
Or you know, you could get into some quite horrific medical issues from it.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the story this week?
For who?
There was a girl. She earned £37,000 a week.
What?
From farting in a jar. And
Oh yeah, I did see
and
this.
sending the farts to her fan. I think she's on OnlyFans.
£37,000.
Yeah, but she was in hospital because she said she'd had like, I wasn't feeling quite right. Yeah, I wasn't feeling great because she has to fart a lot.
She had like a prolapse, wasn't it?
No, I don't know what the condition was. I have to look it up. But she was eating like a black bean soup. Like she eats
to produce gas.
She eats like so many beans. And
how many orders is she getting?
Well, let's look it up and see. Well, 37 grand's worth.
It is a lot of farting, that, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Fart in a jar.
Fart in a jar. In fact, I think I sent you the link for it the other day.
I've got it here.
Yeah.
Before we read the story,
Okay.
it doesn't work, does it? Farting in a jar.
Pays her.
I know, but I swear I read something the other day. I think it was like something related to this, that it doesn't actually keep it in. So they're buying farts that aren't there.
Alfie, they're buying a jar.
Yeah, so they can get a good sniff.
They're already not well if they think that they're getting off on a fart in a jar from some.
Oh, I don't think you can say they're not well.
Well, okay, fair enough. Yeah, what do you mean?
That could be their fetish, couldn't it?
Okay, they're fartish.
Yeah, they're fartish.
But they
you know, we could tell everyone what you like me to do to you, and they could go, "Oh, she's not well."
yeah, right. Oh,
So,
she's not well.
Oh, she's not well. So, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Like, it's crazy anyway. The prospect, if you're buying a fart in a jar, you're getting off. Do you think they're getting off on the purchase rather than the actual thing?
Yeah. I think they'll probably, you know, when you think you smell something and you don't, I think they'll do that.
Yeah.
You know, when that happens a lot.
Sucks if you had COVID, wouldn't it? Like, I spent 10 grand on this fart and I can't smell it.
Or maybe suddenly COVID would make it smell really like, wow, it smells amazing.
It's the finest fart in the jar in the world. Would you do that?
Fart in a jar?
If men were wanting to buy your farts, would you do it?
I tell you what, I didn't consider it, but I wasn't thinking about it logistically. I wasn't like, I'm going to do this. But when I was like unemployed during the pandemic, I was like desperately trying to find a job. And I was reading about women that were making hundreds of thousands of pounds of just putting their underwear in a packet and then sending it. I was like, what am I doing?
Would you do that? The undies thing. Sell your undies, because I've seen your undies. You don't want them, boys. I'm kidding.
How dare you?
I'm kidding.
They are a mess.
Would you do it?
No.
Because you know what I think those girls probably do? And I'm not judging or having a go at them in the slightest.
Yeah.
I think they probably just either one, don't wear them.
No, they wear them.
Or two, they put them on for 5 minutes. And then
know if they've been worn.
No,
do you know what I mean?
It depends what state they're turning up, though.
You want to get a good stank on them. They do it proper style. Like they purchase.
Proper style.
They do it. They purchase a lot of underwear, and then will wear
like one for a day.
Yeah, a lot of the money that they earn goes back into buying fresh knickers all the time. And then, but like there was I read somewhere there was a girl who had to wear like a pair of knickers for like a week.
Oh yeah, they paid more for it, didn't they?
Yeah, and he paid more if she like
worked out in them.
Pooed in it a little bit.
No, a little bit. How do you poo a little bit?
I don't know. Like he wanted that kind of smell.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think it was the same thing.
We're living in insane times, by the way.
I know,
this is a
thing. This is what people do today. People that just chill out on a Saturday night.
But this is why.
You've been framed.
I was thinking this the other day. You know when our bins got collected?
Yeah.
What are we going to do when all those people that think that's a good job, you know, because we're in a generation of people who don't value those jobs anymore.
People will always have to do them though.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way society's set up and the opportunities that are given to certain people, we know the certain people that are going to have to be bin men.
Yeah.
It's because they have no other option. And it's
They might
horrible.
enjoy it.
And they might enjoy it, absolutely.
No, they might think, oh, it's actually a really good pension.
Yeah.
Hours are dead good. I get good holidays.
Public worker, yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like those fundamental things that keep us as a society going, like if people who collected bins just suddenly decided, fuck this, I want to go online and sell my underwear.
Couldn't blame them, could you?
Then, like we would all be screwed because who's going to do that? Because the rest of us are all fanning around on the internet, like what we're doing right now. Yeah. Well, we work, but there are people who make so much money by just utter bullshit.
Yeah, amen.
And is that right? Or
no, I'm all for it in a way because like they've cheated the system. Do you know what I mean? Like if you can make a living doing something ridiculous like selling your underwear online, having a podcast, being a YouTuber, like what? Like you've broken the system.
Yeah,
like you've done the thing that everyone wants to do, which is to make a living without having to do an actual, job, as in like work in an office or do whatever.
Yeah.
Like you've won. You are making money for doing something stupid.
Would you want to be like make money on being a YouTuber?
If this podcast made us money, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Be the best thing.
Yeah.
Because you're doing something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And you're getting paid for it.
I'd put more time in it into it, that's for sure. Yeah, it won't be this.
So sign up to the bloody Patreon,
It won't be this bloody dribble. You'd be getting, the stinkiest underwear version of podcast
farts
ever.
in jars all the time.
Can you just Google? Can I just learn a little bit more about these farts in these jars?
Stephanie Matto insists she can make up to 30,000 a week by selling her farts to fans. I have a YouTube channel for about 8 years, and a lot of my fans that were into me were asking for strange items out of clothing, but one repeat request I've been getting for the years is a fart. Crazy, isn't it? Men will just be like, I want your farts.
Yeah, so hang on. So how come she ended up in hospital?
Oh, yeah, the hospital thing.
Must have been her stomach.
Trying to fart too much. Oh, look at her all sad in her doctor's chair.
I know.
Oh, do you think she looks so disappointed because she feels rubbish, or did she's realised what she's done?
No,
with
she's
her
thinking
life?
about how much less money she's going to make this week.
Yeah, she's made £148,000 for farting in Jaws, and she's retired.
Wow, and retired from it. Yeah, so what does she do now?
She found herself in A&E with symptoms of a heart attack.
It's because she's eating all them legumes, isn't it? It's
actually
amazing.
Caused by excess gas from her frequent diet of beans, eggs, and banana protein shakes. Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I thought I was having a stroke and these were my final moments. I was overdoing it. Oh my God. What a way to fucking die. Be like, you idiot. I'm an idiot. I've killed myself for farting in a fucking jar.
Yeah, for this money. But now she's dead rich and she can just retire.
I mean, is she 148 grand? Great. And then what happens now is she's retired from farting in a jar. Fair enough, she's an attractive girl. She might become a model or something. I'm sure she's very lovely. But when you go to your job interview and someone Googles your name, they go, oh, you're the girl that farted in a jar.
And was hospitalized.
Rejected your application.
Alf, I don't think you know how the world works. She's not going into a job application. She's, after this.
Instagramming.
Yeah, like that's it. She'll be a fart influencer.
A flatulence.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Flatulinfluence.
Yeah.
Inflatuencer. There we go.
Fucking
hell, that was an effort, wasn't it, guys?
I know we got there.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Okay, so to leave us on a good note, I thought I wanted to show you an artist that I think is really like up and coming in the UK, and I think he's going to be the next big thing.
Oh yeah.
And I've just had this tune in my head. It's like it's so catchy, and you just can't get it out of your head once you've heard it.
I sense a hint of irony or sarcasm.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
You just wait. This guy is going.
Where are you sending it to us, baby?
I'm going to send it to the I Could Be Your Grandma one. Drop it. Hear it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's a lyrical genius? Who's a lyrical genius?
He is.
Who's a lyrical genius? genius.
guy.
I'm a lyrical fucking genius, yeah. Lyrical fucking genius, yeah. Lyrical fucking genius, yeah. Lyrical fucking genius, yeah. The medical, how I'm standing on my 2 feet. Deep on a white back with another beat. Rolling down the street, bringing out the heat. Bitches want me quit. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm a lyrical fucking genius, yeah. Lyrical fucking genius, yeah. Lyrical.
Lyrical fucking genius.
What do you reckon that song's called?
Who's a lyrical genius?
Who's
He's a lyrical genius.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's amazing. And I love the music video as well. Like, it's him. What city is he in, do you think?
Yeah, I was trying to think if it's England, or if it's somewhere in Britain. Yeah, it's definitely America, isn't it?
America?
Yeah, it's America.
Do you think?
Definitely. It's not Britain.
No, I think that's Britain.
That doesn't look
And it's Danny
English.
It's shout out to Danny with a 4 for an A, I think. Who's a lyrical genius?
I don't think it is England.
Oh, we'll have to see where he's from. But
Do you reckon we could get him to do as a beat? Because the beat ain't bad, is it?
No, but the beat's cool.
I reckon we could get him to do something like I could be your grandma.
Yeah, let's get him to
It might be lyrically not sophisticated enough for him, but maybe we should find out D4 Annie.
I love the comments. It's a miracle how I watched all that.
Amazing. Excellent.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's my favourite.
Yeah, I really like that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm
I'm trying to think if I've got anything else for you. I don't.
Oh, it's okay. We can leave it there.
that's
Do you
it.
want to go have a lie down?
I'm gonna go make some tea and have a lie down, I think.
Yeah, put your little COVID head to bed, eh?
Yeah. Thank you.
We should do loads of podcasts this week because you're going to be home all the time now.
Why not, eh? Why not? Well, yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
By the time this does come out, I'll be healthy and happy because we're recording it a week or, well, nearly 2 weeks in advance. So if you do see me out and you've just listened to this episode, don't report me to the NHS because I've done my isolation, thank you. And I'm healthy, so, don't worry.
Yeah.
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube. Literally, if you're watching on YouTube right now, just subscribe.
Yeah, click
Literally
subscribe. Also, just before, thank you to everyone who has sponsored and donated.
Oh my God, yeah.
To our our 24 pod so far.
Today we actually got £100 in donations. So like,
oh my God,
we're growing.
We've got a long way to go, but
Yeah.
I think we'll make it.
I think we can hit £1,000, and if
100%.
everyone is just chucks a fiver in or whatever, it'd be
And if you've
amazing.
already chucked money in, thank you. Spread the word. Tell people, or tell your rich mates. Tell your really rich mates.
We've all got them.
We've all got a few, and just be like, you've got loads of cash. I've got a good use for that.
Good
cash.
cause for that cash. Yeah, especially you, fart girl.
Yeah,
Share some of that flatulence money.
yeah. If you're listening, fart girl, we
Yeah.
could really use some for a good cause. Actually, I don't want her fart money.
No.
No, it's
I'd
a bit
take
weird,
it.
isn't it?
But 22nd of Jan, we're doing the 24-hour podcast, which will be, when this episode comes out, it'll be the weekend, I think.
Oh my
so
God.
tune in for that.
Yeah.
And then, follow us on Instagram. I could be your _grandma. I could be your grandma on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. I think that's all of it, isn't it? I think that's all the business.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
Have a good week.
It's been a great final podcast of my life, and I can't wait to watch from heaven who you get to co-present with in the future.
Don't leave me, because I'll have to actually throw you off a boat into the sea. And
Oh my God!
I don't want to do that.
Amazing! I jinxed it last week.
You
God
did.
damn it! Right, I love you very much.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.